Hey guys, it's Johnny again. Right, this video is my top 10 albums of 1995. 1995, yes, I was not into the grunge era at all through the early 90s, so there'll be none of that in my listing. First of all, I'm going to show a few, like David, it's fairly secret music, showed some honourable mentions. These are ones that didn't really make it. There's Hearts, The Road Home, live album. There's a couple of songs on there I like, but quite a few songs on there I like, but I just didn't like the actual live album so much. I wasn't really into that one. There's also, if you look up what Megadeth released in '95, and it was Hidden Treasures. This is the 2005 redone one. I couldn't bring myself to put that in as 1995 because originally it came out in 1994 as the bonus disc on Euthanasia, so I class that as a 94 release. So another one, Dokken's Dysfunctional. Yeah, I haven't had that for very long. Probably in the last 10 years, I suppose I've had this CD. It was not on my radar back then. I don't even like this, so it is quite dysfunctional, to be quite honest. Not in a good way. Bruce Dickinson's Live in Studio A, another live thing. Obviously, I did have this back then, but I didn't really listen to it. I preferred the studio albums. And then the one that I did listen to a lot back then, but I really cannot bring myself to even play it anymore, and that is Wasp, Still Black Enough. This is my original, and you can see it's quite beaten up. It's been abused. So I'm looking for another copy of that on Digipack. But the albums that made it were number 10, Vince Neil's Carved in Stone. I did like this album when it came out, and I did listen to it quite a bit. It's got a Skylar's song on there, which is quite a sad song. This is the promo copy as well, and it is the original one because it's got the Vince Neil hype sticker on the outside there. I'm quite surprised this CD case lasted this long. But yeah, what was on there? The Crawl. What was the other ones I liked? The Rift. The Rift was one of my favourites on there, for sure. But it's been a very long time since I listened to that. So, number 9, Thunder, Behind Closed Doors. This was a bit of a drop in compared to the album before, which was my number 1, which was Laughing on Judgment Day from 1992 list. This was a bit of a drop at the time. My interest went down a bit with Thunder, but I revisited this in the last 10 years and I really like it. So yeah, I just didn't give it much of a chance back then. So and because, you know, Snake, the bassist, they sort of kicked him out, I think. I don't know exactly the story there, but yeah, when Snake went, that was when my interest sort of left as well. Left the band. I think this is the only other live one I'm going to show in this. Scorpions, Live Bites. If you don't have this, check it out because it's it was a cheap CD back in the day. I think probably about £5 to get this. I don't know if it's still cheap now, but it's got some of their really great songs and some some extra things on there. Living for Tomorrow is on there, amazing song, and a few songs you wouldn't expect, but really great CD, live CD, and sounds really great as well. Something that you probably weren't going to expect in this this CD line, well, this album lineup. But at number, what are we on now? 7. Number 7. I played this a hell of a lot back in 1995 and even into 96. And it is Tears for Fears, Raoul and the Kings of Spain. Yes, this is only with Kurt is not in the band for this. This is only Roland, and this was actually completely different to what they've done before, but I really enjoyed it. I don't think many of you metalheads will like this, so number 5, sorry, number 6 on my list. Number 6, yeah, is Skid Row's Subhuman Race. Yes, I love the song Eileen. I love the song Breaking Down, and Into Another. Those were the 2 singles, weren't they? And my Enemy, I like that as well. Fire Sign was okay. Lots of people don't like this album, but I didn't. I found the sound quality was a bit poor, but you know, it was nothing like the first 2 albums. So I got a beeper going again. Just gonna go and check in a sec. Yeah, I'm back. Right. So yeah, Subhuman Race at number 6 was, yeah, just nothing like the previous 2. So number 5, I played this a hell of a lot back in 1995, and I found it a bit depressing. I was quite depressed back then. So I found this quite depressing compared to their previous album, which was called Keep the Faith, and we're talking of Bon Jovi's These Days. But then, you know, I played it a lot, and I can play these songs now and actually love this album even more than I did back then. This is the one. Apparently, I don't know if that's, yeah, it's got 2 bonus tracks on it, but I don't know what they are. But yeah, I'm quite ironically, Def Leppard had a song out called All I Want Is Everything, and so did Bon Jovi, more or less the same sort of time. That would, yeah, I think Def Leppard came out with theirs first. But yeah, there you go. Bon Jovi's These Days. I look back and I think actually that's got some really great songs on, like Hey God, These Days, Lie to Me, My Guitar Lies Bleeding in My Arms, Hearts Breaking Even, All I Want Is Everything, Something to Believe In, if that's what it takes. There's some great songs on there. Probably the last really great Bon Jovi album. So number 4, this I don't think I should have put this at number 4. I think this should have been lower down my list, because I've actually, at the time, I loved this album, and now I look at it and I will never ever pull this off my CD shelf to play at any time, and it is Ozzy Osbourne's Osmosis. This is a real sort of after No More Tears. I think the only song I'd listen to on here now is Old LA Tonight, which is a great song. At the time, See You on the Other Side, and I Just Want You, and Old LA were my favourites at the time, but a bit of Perry Mason. But I can do without this now. I don't know why I put this in the list, to be quite honest. My love for this, but at the time it was one of my favourite albums, so I've stuck it in there for that. So but yeah, now I really wouldn't pick that up so much. It's a bit, you know, it's, like I said about that Wasp album before, I hated that from first day I listened to it. So yeah. Number 3, Queen, Made in Heaven. Absolutely love this album. One of my favourite Queen albums ever. Yeah, still love it to this day. And awesome. Number 2 is nearly made number 1. Paradise Lost, Draconian Times. And this was at the time when I got into this band, through this album, through the song Forever Failure. Just killer. I love it, and I hope Darcy's watching my video, and I hope he's enjoying Paradise Lost, because he said he was enjoying the ones that Mike had sent him in for VCLT. Yeah, I really love this album. And as soon as that song Enchantment came on, the very first time I heard it, I thought, wow, I am really clicking with this band. I really, I loved it. So and then go to number 1, which is with the awesome singer Janie Lane, and it's Warrant, Ultraphobic. Yes, I've grown to love this album a hell of a lot. Chameleon is one of my favourite songs on here. Stronger Now, Undertow, High, and yeah, I was a bit late getting this album, but honestly, this is a great album. Well, really great. It was always so expensive to get hold of. That was what made me not be able to afford the CD straight away. But yeah, brilliant. Number 1, 1995 albums. So cheers for watching. Keep rocking, and yeah, listen to whatever it is you're doing, and hope you keep checking out my channel. And thanks to all the new guys that are subscribed, and all you guys that still watch me ramble on, and babble. And and if you've noticed that I've not really commented on a lot of your comments, I try doing it on my phone, and when I do it on my phone, I press reply, and then when I check my computer today, a lot of the comments that I had commented on didn't even work, and like when I've ticked like and heart and everything, it's not worked. So I did it today on my PC, and hopefully you get a response from me. So cheers, keep rocking, see you later.